Welcome everybody, Farm Sim Snowy here. So we are here on Zielonka, I think is how you say it. It is part of the premium edition or premium expansion, whichever you want to call it. Now if you do have the year 2 season pass, if you bought that, this is part of that season pass, so it'll be free to you guys. But if not, you can buy it as a separate DLC. Obviously whichever platform you're on, you can download it. It does come with this map, which we're going to take a look at, and also some really nice equipment. I really love the equipment they've added into it. It's very fitting for the map, and there's a few new brands in there as well, which we'll be taking a look at. I won't go into too much detail on the equipment, but I'll be showing you what's kind of been added, etc. like that. We're going to obviously have a look around the map like I would do a normal map tour, and yeah, pretty much go through it like that. So this is the map, guys. So it's a Polish map, I believe, and it is pretty cool. I must admit, I do like this map. I like the whole vibe about it, the look about it, you know, the colours, the lighting. It's got a real sort of older vibe to it as well, and I think some of the equipment they give you is pretty good, pretty fitting, like I said earlier. But this is a map. I am in new farmer mode. We are down here because this is our starting farm in new farmer mode. We own 2 plots, 45, 46. 45 has actually got the main farm on. There's a little bit of grass area there, I'll show you that. We've got a field there, which I think is cultivated, ready to go, and we've got another field there, I think that's got wheat in and it's ready to harvest. So that is the only 2 plots we own in new farmer mode. But to be fair, the field prices, plot prices, are pretty reasonable, if I'm honest. So right next door to us, that plot there, 22 grand. Got some really cheap ones, 9,000. I think this plot down here is the most expensive, 201,000, just over. There is quite a few areas where we can't buy, which has got some of the productions and towns and things like that, sell points like so. But there's forestry dotted around here, look, 77 grand, some bigger plots, 188, 179. So you can buy quite a bit, and there's some really open areas down here as well. Look, it's got a couple of trees on. It does come with that field one as well. But yeah, some interesting plots that we can go for. Now I'll stay in this menu because we have new crops, if you're not aware. We do have red beet, carrots and parsnip. Now if I click on the red beet, you can see them disappear on the map. So quite a few fields with the red beet. That's like a pinky, purpley, reddy colour. Carrots, orange, a few more on there like that, and parsnips is that colour. And as you can see, there's fields ready to go with those crops in, which is pretty cool. That's all I need to show you there. Now if we come down here, I highly recommend you go into this help menu, because if we scroll all the way down at the bottom, the premium edition does have, or premium expansion they're calling it there, does have its own little sort of help menu. So it's not too bad. It's obviously not going to go into massive detail, but I'm going to show you a couple of little things that I've sussed out myself. So we've got the crop icons straight away telling us what's what. In the new productions, which we'll be going through as well, we'll be buying them and I'll show you what you can do with them. There are the symbols for them and what we can produce. I won't go into too much detail there because I will be covering them later. It's got its own section on the root vegetables, so it tells you about what to do. Quite important is that creating ridges section. So it does say quickly there, before sowing the new crop varieties, it is now possible to create ridges with the GRIMME GF800 ridging equipment. This new step not only makes the vegetable field look more realistic, but also adds a fertilizer stage. So if you use one of those ridges before you plant, you will get a fertilizer stage. So quite good. Now there's a little, there's a little bit there about some other extra things and the sell points. We've got a bit about the production chains what we can put in and what we get out. But like I say, we'll go into more detail there. But we do have soup factory, preserved food factory, and a potato processing plant. We have a piano manufacturer where we can take planks to build pianos, which is pretty cool. And then we do have a little section about some extra animal food, so your pigs and your horses will take those 3 new crop types, which is pretty awesome. So that's that added in. I think that's all I need to show you. If we scroll up here, there is 50 collectibles. They are golden apples. They're worth 5,000 each. And once you collect one, they will appear on the 2 trees in the little park area, which I'll show you a bit later. We don't start off with any productions. There is obviously contracts on the fields that we don't own. We do start off with a small sort of chicken pasture. We do have 10 chickens in there, 1 rooster. We'll take a look at that as well in a second. There's our equipment, but we'll look at that. And if we scroll all the way down to the bottom of our prices list, you can see parsnip, carrots, red beet. Then we've got potato soup, red beet soup, parsnip soup, carrot soup, triple soup, preserved food, beetroot, parsnip, carrots, and also potato chips we can produce, which is pretty good. There is our crop calendar. Scroll down to the bottom. There's your planting and harvesting windows for those 3 crop types. They are reasonably the same. Look, I think carrots, you get an extra month for planting, which is nice. But it looks like they are going to take 4 months to grow, which isn't too bad. So there we are. That is that bit. I will now run through the mods and equipment, slot counts, things like that. So mods, if we go into build mode first, there's not a huge amount, but there is quite a lot of equipment in each section that I'm going to show you. So sheds, quite a lot of sheds. You'll see some of these as we go around. There's some on our farm. There was nothing in there. I think farmhouses, we've got 3 different types of farmhouse. And then if we go into productions and factories, we do have some modded in buildings. Now some of these factories are the standard sort of base game ones, so like the bakery, it will only do what a standard bakery will do, produce your cakes or bread, but it's the building that's changed. So it's a new style, new looking building, which is pretty nice. We've got a dairy, the potato processing unit, I'll show you all these later, preserved food, soup factory, a spinnery, again that's just standard, but it's just a building that has been changed, which is a nice looking one. Again, you'll see all these when we go round. Something interesting though about the dairy and the spinnery, which I don't know why they've done it, but I'll show you as we go round. In sell points, if I can get back up there, we do have right at the end the piano manufacturer. So we'll see that in a bit more detail a bit later, so I won't go into that. And then if we go into the animals, I've already mentioned about this. If we scroll along to pigs, you can see the icons there. They will take carrots, parsnips and beet, obviously in their root crop area. And your chickens will also, not your chickens, sorry, your horses, what am I on about, will take those 3 as well, which is nice. Now in decoration, there is a lot of fences, gates, etc. added in. I won't go through all of them, but you can see as I scroll through all different sort of types and textures, metal ones, wooden ones, ones with brick pillars. There is a lot on there added in, so that's quite cool. We've even got some extra lights, so all these here say premium expansion underneath. They are all extras. And in others, we've got some more decorative sheds. That garage, I haven't tested this, but that picture is showing that door open. Now I'm guessing you can go in there. It looks like you can see inside. So that could be quite good. Normally they're just decorative sheds that you can't do anything with. Now in landscaping and painting, we do have a few different textures. We've got animal mud, asphalt, dirt, flagstones, which is going to be like paving slabs, forest ground, grass, gravel and sand. Trees, we've got some extra trees, which is nice. We've got some aspens, beech, oaks, and that is it. So nice looking oaks there, you can see, pretty cool. And in plants we've got, in fact it's the whole range, but I think the meadow is normal standard, and then it's just all bushes. So that is that. Now in terms of the extra equipment we get included in this expansion, the easiest way to find it is come down to this little box down here with the arrow pointing in. So if you've got any mods or DLCs loaded into your map, they will appear here, so you can find things a bit easier. So obviously I'm not going to go into each section that these are in, but some of them will be self-explanatory. So we've got a Lizard 1984 pickup there. That's going to be in your cars. And then we've got this little tractor, which is pretty cool. That could be quite good for orchard work if you're going down that route. We've got a Zeta, a Fiat. We've got some nice grass equipment from SaMASZ, is that? Some mowers and a tedder. We've got some weeders. We've got a nice big trailer upgraded with capacity with 28,000 litre capacity from Farm Tech. That trailer or any other trailers will obviously take the new crops as well. Got a manure spreader. We've got disc harrows, seeder, another disc harrow and cultivator and seeder from Farmet. So new brands here we're seeing. BEDNAR, we've got a few things, and some of these guys will hook up to each other. So this is an additional tank here that will hold solid fertilizer or seeds. If I click on combinations, you can hook it up to this subsoiler or this seeder, which is the next two along. We've got a couple of sprayers, a self-propelled one. Then we go into some of the GRIMME equipment. Now this first one here, this is one of those ridgers. So you're going to need that to create the ridges. Now you can plant the root crops without using this. It just means you won't get that fertilizer state. So if you're thinking, oh, that's two sort of jobs I've got to do, I've got to go over the ridger and then with the seeder, you don't have to, because, and it's only these two, which is a bit of a shame, we have a 3 meter ridger and a 3 meter planter. This is what the planter looks like. They will hook up to each other. So the ridger you can have sat in front of the planter, and you can ridge and seed at the same time in one pass, and it will give you that fertilizer state. Have tested it, but if you come in here and grab this ridger, the 3-point configuration there, you must have that on yes, because otherwise it won't be able to hook up to that seeder or the planter. So once you've got that selected, you come up to the seeder like you would to most implements. I think you have to unfold it and it lowers that 3-point down, and then you can hook up to that planter behind. Now there is a wider 6 meter ridger, and we do have a 6 meter planter, but unfortunately it doesn't look like those two will hook up because we have no option there. So if you're going wider, you will have to do 2 passes. Then we've got the harvesting equipment. This is a bit interesting. Every single one of these, including the big self-propelled one here, they don't have a capacity. So you're either going to be dumping your crops on the floor, or you're going to need to get a worker going or a friend in. Well, you'd have to get a worker going in the harvester, and you have to follow along with a tractor trailer. Or if you're on multiplayer, you can take turns doing either. So it's quite a good map to get involved with multiplayer, because there's a couple more farms on here as well. Now we do have this 3-point pallet fork, which is pretty cool, but this is brilliant in my eyes. This is like a cheap forklift. This will hook up to your tractor, 3-point linkage, and it's like a forklift. It will raise up and down and things like that. So very smooth operating that as well. We've got a bucket there which will hook up to front loaders, wheel loaders, sorry, and then we've got this pallet. You can select up to 4. That will hold your crops. It doesn't have a capacity on it, but I'm guessing, I haven't tested it, I'm guessing that you can fill those up with your carrots and parsnips and things like that once you've harvested them. So that is the equipment. Let's quickly do our slot counts. I know it's a bit much to take in and I'm probably waffling on too much, but we will crack on. So in new farmer mode, the slot count is 1,313, and this is the equipment you get. So we get that Fiat and we get the Zeta medium tractors. We've got Deutschfahr harvester. We get that 84 pickup. We get 2 trailers, Class Carrot and the Valga. Now, if you look at the symbols scrolling across the bottom, you can see the 3 new crops there. So your trailers will take them. Header for your harvester. In vegetable technology, which is a new category in your menu, I'll show you that. We own the harvester, but that is very thin working. It's only 1 row at a time, so it's going to take quite a long time to harvest. And we also have that planter. We've got a disc harrow, we've got a seeder, a weeder, trailer for your header, we've got a 750 kilogram weight, and then we've also got that 3-point linkage thing for your pallets. So that is it. If I quickly scroll up to here, you can see that we do have vegetable technology. It's got its own category. I think it's in there as well, yes, because that has the big bad boy there, which is quite expensive, even to lease, very expensive. Like I say, it's either going to dump your crops on the ground or you need to follow along with tractor trailer. So that is new farmer mode. Now if you want to sell off all that equipment I've just shown you, you can get the slot count down to 1,199, and then you can also sell off all these buildings on this farm. There's not a huge amount on here, it's pretty sparse at the moment, to be honest with you. You can get it down to 1,185, and that is the slot count in Farm Manager and Start from Scratch. Because if you come on here in that mode, you start with nothing, no land, no equipment, and none of these buildings are here or that silo. It is pretty open. So that's the slot count in all 3 modes. Right, let's get going, I think. So just here we have one of the new farmhouses, sleep trigger there, and we have a wardrobe function there. Got some of our equipment scattered around. It's a really nice looking farm though, but like I say, there's not a lot here. It's pretty basic. I'll do a sort of up in the air so you can see. Now this shed, I'm not too sure about this shed. I don't know how much use you're going to get out of it. It's pretty big, but it's very low, so you're not going to get much in there. And when you come in, you've got these pillars in the way, so what you're going to be able to put in here, not a lot I wouldn't have thought. We do have lights over here if we want to. Got more equipment here. This whole building here is part of the chicken pasture. It's a little shed, so your eggs are going to spawn there. Your feed is roughly around here. This will hold 20 chickens. There is actually 2 models. There's a slightly bigger building, but they both hold 20 chickens, which again is a bit of a shame. But your chickens are going to be roaming around the back. You can go in these doors, but again, you're not really going to get a lot of use. You can stand anywhere to turn these lights on. And then we've got this silo over here. Now, I was hoping that you could tip in your root crops into here, but I got the tractor and trailer, put it underneath there and clicked fill. It didn't come up as an option, but if we go into this menu, scroll down, it is showing the 0 litres as if there is capacity for it. Because if we go back up, the crops, look, we can, mind you, it's there for that, isn't it? Yeah, so I don't think, and I haven't tested it because I haven't had time, so apologies for that. I don't think you can tip in your crops there. If someone does know whether you can or not, please let me know, that would be awesome. Right, we are going to head off. Oh no, I need to add in some money. Let me turn that off because that's something I want to show you as well. I need to add in some money second, so bear with me. Right, that should be enough. Now, we will be buying the productions, the new ones, as we go round, but I'm just going to quickly show you, because like I said earlier, pretty cool if you're wanting to play on multiplayer, because there's another farm down here which we can buy. Takes in all that, look, we've got a bit of open land with some forestry in there, or trees, also that field. 214,000. If I click off that, we've got a farmhouse and a silo. You'll see those in a bit. And then up here we've got this plot, which does come with another field, 238,000, and also farmhouse, silos, a couple of sheds up there. Each one has a chicken coop as well. I'm not sure why the chickens don't show up on there. I've got my animals turned on. No, I haven't. Hang on. There we go. That's better, isn't it? There we are. It does show the chickens. That's just me being stupid again. Right, one thing I wanted to show you. This vehicle is awesome. I love the way it struggles when you're driving along. And listen to it start up and when I turn it off as well. Just sounds like it's going to break down, and listen to it turning off. I love it. I just love the way they've made it, because it gives you that old, you know, feel to everything. Right, we're going to quickly nip over here, because across the road from our farm is the shop, the store. You've got your shop icon there. You can't go into the shop. Your reset point, or if you buy, lease anything, it's going to be roughly here where we are. And if we go round the back, we've got a workshop trigger, so you can customize repair. There's deer running around. Oh, I didn't show you up in this mode, did I? So we do have a tractor ready to go with a seeder on this field, which has been cultivated. This is a little grass area, a couple of trees. It's not flat at all really, but might be able to squeeze another field in there. So, and then that's that field there. So that is our two fields we own. Harvester's ready to go on that. So let's go. Let's get round the map. But you'll probably hear this truck struggling every now and then. It's pretty funny. Do have a few stork nests lying around the map. There's one up there, but there's no storks in that one. I think that one's permanently empty, but you will see them flying around. There is a few nests with some of them in, so that's a new animal sort of we've added in. Right, in here, this is a sell point. This is the grain mill, which is just up that ramp. Huge big building. So it's not your grain mill production, it is just a sell point. Come out of there. We've got the first of the custom added in new productions thingy-majiggy, and this is going to be your potato processing plant. So again, another big sort of area, big building. If we go around this back edge, I'm just going to stop there, jump out. So your tip in there, your pallets of produce will appear there, and we can buy this over here, 120 grand. And in here we can only produce potato chips, but we've got 3 different variations of it, so all of them are gonna have to require potatoes, but then it's a choice of sunflower oil, canola oil or olive oil. So there we go, not too bad. So we came out the farm, we went into there, we're now into here, and we're going to kind of do this sort of loop around the map, I think, and we'll finish up over here by the train. So we've almost done a sort of full loop round. Right, and these are some of the areas I was talking about. There's a lot of sort of open meadow, a few trees around, so plenty of scope to sort of create some more fields. It's not really that user friendly for buildings or productions and things like that, but you have a little play around with it, you'll probably be able to do something. Right, heading down here, I'm not going to pull in because this is the debris crusher, so most of you will know this already. This is for selling your stones, which is just in there, so just a sell point. We are going to cut down this track. Loads of little tracks like this in between fields, quite easy to miss some of them. it just looks pretty awesome, doesn't it? I mean, look at the distance texture. That's well outside the map over there with the trees on the hills. Right, I'm just going to show you this because this made me laugh. We've got a little bridge coming up, but if you hit it right, you can get a bit of air off of it. Right, enough silliness. I'll quickly show you some new crops. What have we got there? This is red beet. It's growing, so it's not ready to harvest yet, but that looks pretty cool. And now if we head up here, this is one of the other farms. This is actually farm south, obviously, because it's down south. So as you can see, we've got that shed again. We've got a silo. We've got the chicken pasture. And then a farmhouse with sleep trigger, and there's a wardrobe function around the back. And then heading back north, on the left hand side we've got the biomass heating plant, which is a sell point for wood and straw, things like that. And we'll go all the way along here. To the end. You don't seem to get any traffic down these little tracks, but straight across. Now, when I said earlier about the dairy and the spinnery, it's a little bit odd that they've done it. I'll go into landscaping mode, because this building here, sort of, not this carport bit, from these tankers this side, this building, if I go into productions and come down to the factories, one of the new factories, the dairy, that is exactly the same building as that there, but obviously this one I'm showing you here in front of us is a production. This one here is purely a sell point, so I'm not quite sure why they didn't make it a production. I guess they were trying to maybe give some people a bit of a break from the productions, I don't know. But the spinnery is exactly the same when we get to that, so you'll see that. But that is the dairy, just a sell point. And then on the left here we've got another one of the added in new productions, and this is our soup factory. Zup zup zup. So your pallets are going to appear there, tip in round there. You can buy this 135 grand, and this is what we can do. So your triple soup's going to be all three of those new crop types to make that soup. Carrot, self-explanatory, parsnip, red beet, and we can also do potatoes, so we can still carry on with the potatoes if you're into that, and we can make potato soup. Sounds a bit odd, but there we go. Right, straight across the road through this track, just down there we've got our farmers market sell point. So you'll have two, one for your crop types, your grain types, and one for your pallets. And then if we cut up here again, just trying to get my bearings. I do like these old buildings, sort of like apartments there with all the coloured bricks that are making up different sort of, almost like mosaics, isn't it? Right, we've got a fuel station just here over this far side, just in front of us, or to the right now. We've got an electric charging point if you're running electric vehicles. Coming out of there, right, I need to swing a right because we need to go down here. That will take us underneath this bridge, and then to the far end. I think the traffic comes down here and it turns round at this point just in front of us. This is the spinnery. So again, really nice new looking building, but that isn't a production. That is purely a sell point just there. So for your cotton or wool, Now what is a shame is the fact that we can't buy these areas, because we could have maybe sold that off and put either the production down or something else down there. It's up to you what you want to do, but I mean, some people might want the spinnery as a production, which again isn't a problem because it is available for you to place down. It's just you're going to have two of those buildings looking like that on the map, but you know, it is what it is. Doesn't matter, does it? Just thought I'd point these things out, that's all. I'm not criticising anything. Right, let me quickly get my bearings. Right, we need to go back up there. Yeah, it's not any, you know, I'm not criticising because I happen to like this map quite a lot, especially when you can do little jumps like that. Right, turn left here, because if we carry on we end up going underneath that bridge again. I don't want to be going that way. People walking around. This is the little park, so I'm just going to stop about here. If you find some apples, those two apples either side of that little monument thingy-majig, they will appear on there. So once you've collected an apple, that's where they will appear, so you can see them. And like I said, there is 50 of them. That track down there, or that road, that will lead us down to where our farm is, but we need to head up this way. And next up, I believe, is the piano manufacturer. So I'm going to turn the engine off. This is it. Now at the minute it will act like a sell point, so if you want to bring your planks here you can sell them like so, but we can buy it. It's going to cost us 140 grand. As soon as we buy it, that spanner, that wrench disappears, which means we can't manage it as a production. So even going into here, it's not showing. So it's going to run a little bit like the boat building on Silver Run Forest, I think. So the only way to see what you've got in there and how it's going is to have your field info on. So bottom right, it does tell us that we've got planks missing, but there's also a progress bar there, a percentage, which is nice. Can go in, because eventually your piano is going to appear there, and when it's ready it's going to sell. So that is it. Nothing round the back or anywhere for pallets to spawn, because there isn't any. Right, let's get this hunk of junk going. Just here we've got the supermarket sell point. And then over here we've got the bakery. Now we're not going to buy that because it is just a standard sort of thing a bakery does, but you can buy it there, tip in there, produce around the back. We'll carry on. And in here we've got the animal dealer. So we've got a animal dealer sale point there for bells and loose grass, straw, etc., silage. And then we've got the actual animal dealer here. That should show up 3 sheds with open chicken pastures, because obviously you've bought the other 2 farms. And if we go up this way, just looks really, really nice, this map. They've done a good job, I think. So we need to, where do we need to go next? Oh yeah, we're going to go this way first, I think. So we turn into here. Whoa, that's not good. There we go, we're back up, right. It's a little bit, even though it's not tall, it's not high off the ground, it's a little bit top heavy, this truck. It's very wobbly. I don't know what it's going to be like if you loaded it up with pallets or something. Anyway, carpentry, again, I'm not going to buy that, but we can sell wood there, or we can have it as a production, etc., like that. If we go straight across the road, we do have the preserved food factory, this is. So another new production. Pallets will appear there in that zone. We go all the way down the end here. Go on, truck, you can do it. See what I mean about it struggling? I think it's really good what they've done. That's fully repaired as well, it's not even damaged. Tip in just there, and we can buy this around here for 110,000. As you can see, carrots, parsnips or beetroot, you're going to get your preserved food, either of those, which is pretty nice. Right, heading off in the distance there, we've got the farm north, because obviously we are up north. I'm going to quickly show you this stalk flying around, which is pretty cool. Always going that way. That's pretty smart. Beats seeing all those crows, doesn't it? Right, I probably won't go, well, I'll poke my nose in there actually, just so you can see the layout. So we've got sleep triggers and wardrobe on the front there for the farmhouse, silo, chicken pasture, and that shed again, like so. And we're going to head on down this way. Bit of a windy track. Oh, there's a stork that's nesting up there on the chimney of that old house. Look, nice old windmill there. Unfortunately it's not working, which is a bit of a shame. That could probably be a good idea for a future game. Oh, there's a train. To have an old windmill like that that's run down and broken, and you deliver sort of planks in there or things like that and get it up and running, that'd be pretty cool. Just an idea popped in my head just then. Right, into here we have our sawmill. So you can buy the sawmill just in under there. I think it's 125 grand this one. Planks will spawn there. Sell your wood just here like you would normally. And then round this side we've got a rent a train point, because you do have a ramp, so you've got a nice loading platform. Obviously you're going to need some form of front loader, wheel loader, forklift to load up the train, but that's what you can do there. And I think we've got one thing left to see, and that is the train silo, which is a bit further down this road. I think I have seen everything. Just looking at my notes while I overtake this car. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've done everything. Apologies if I have missed something. I got home late from work this evening and this came out earlier today, so I've tried to get on it as quick as possible and do a map tour, but obviously whilst trying to give you as much info as well. Right, this is Grainpool East, so this is going to be your railroad silo, so accessing it via the road, tipping in, collecting out via there, and then round this side underneath in here we've got tipping in, loading out there. Now, spoiler alert, if you don't want to see where a collectible is, I'm just about to show you where one is, so keep your ears open but shut your eyes and I'll tell you when you can come back in. But over here, that is what they look like. Collect that, 5 grand, and it does say there about the decorative golden apples have been removed from the 2 trees on the local park's Lake Island. Can you find all 50 apples and restore the trees to their former glory? You found a golden apple, just 49 even more to go. It's been a long day, guys. Right, you can open your eyes now. Rent a train point just there, and that is it. I think we have done all of the map. Sorry if it felt like I've bumbled along, but no excuses. I am a little bit tired tonight. Yeah, so that was the farm. We came through, we did all this like that, and we kind of went round clockwise, and we are now finished over here. So I really like this map, and I like the idea of the new crop types. Very fitting for this map and all the equipment. Please let me know your thoughts on it. I expect a lot of you guys are very busy on there already. But if you have enjoyed this map tour, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. That would be fantastic. And don't forget to smash that bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. I've been FarmSim Snowy. Stay frosty.